So Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome.
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is, man. Your favorite sports show back live and in effect, man. This is Gas Presents Sports for the Culture. I'm the host for tonight, your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials as always. We got another big show for y'all. We got the NFC preview. We're gonna get into some NFL awards and some Super Bowl predictions as well. So this is gonna be a good one, man. So let me go ahead and let the fellas introduce themselves right quick, and we're gonna dive right into it. I'll start with my man on the top left.
Boogie, man. Wash your hands, wash your ass. I know what it is. Hey, it's that time of the year. It's that time of the year, you know. Talk that good Niners talk. So, hey, I'm ready. Let's have a good show, fellas.
Yes, sir. We definitely gonna get into the 49ers. A lot to talk about there, a lot to talk about in the NFC West. My man on the top right, go ahead, let him know who you are.
But man, Scruff, good ass sports, you know what time it is. NFL season, man. You feel me? It's a good time of the year. I think we got some heat tonight. I'm feeling like we got some, yeah. NFC, man. You know.
Yeah, man. We got you know, we got an Eagles fan here. You know, I thought you might have mentioned your fandom there. I see you skipped out on that. I guess the chemistry is not all the way back in Philly, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
No,
Bottom
I'm not a homer, but Rome. That's the difference.
bottom left, let them know.
At Bryce XXV Double I. Good to be back, fellas. Excited to talk some NFL. I got some. Y'all know I always come with some crazy predictions, man. You know, my predictions are always off the wall a little bit, but I got a good hit rate. So we're gonna see how I do this year on the Super Bowl prediction. I hate making Super Bowl predictions this early, though, man. I just hate it, bro. Like, y'all know how many unknowns there is in the NFL season, but yeah, I'm excited to hear what y'all got. I don't want to hear no homer Super Bowl picks, bro. If one of y'all pick Eagles or you pick 49ers T, I'm done with the Super Bowl picks.
But that's ridiculous because that's two of the top teams. Like,
nah, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. It's not real if you picking the home team, man. You can't
Didn't Scruff pick the Eagles last year?
Of course he did.
To get back. And that's what I was gonna say. It's hilarious to hear Scruff say, "Oh, I'm not a homer," even though his Super Bowl pick last year was the Eagles. But you know that's neither here nor there.
true.
But yeah, let's go ahead.
He was already planning on taking the Niners. I can tell, bro. he was.
But let's start there though. Let's start in the NFC West, man, because it's a lot to talk about in the NFC West. Before we give predictions on who we think is going to win the division outright, let's tackle some of the topics that's going on over there, man. The 49ers have had a crazy offseason. They got rookies getting shot, people holding out, holding in, but it appears that days before the season starts, everybody's back at practice. Everything's looking good. CMC had a little calf strain. He's back at it. So everything seems to be sunshine and roses for the 49ers. I'm interested if y'all think this is the year that they can finally get over the hump. Kyle Shanahan historically has not been able to win the chip. So what's different about the 49ers this year? Why should I believe in them? And I'm gonna start with the homer, my man T.
The homer. Hey, man. It's been a tumultuous off season, but like you said, everybody's back. I mean, my man got shot. He's back in the weight room today, back lifting. He's going to play the season. It all makes a better 30 for 30. When you win that chip, when you win that Super Bowl, you get to start with this off season. I mean, it's great content, man. The script writers, chef's kiss for this off season. All right, but you know, we back. BA's paid. Trent's paid. What's going to get us over the hump is Purdy, more experience, another year in the system. It's not too much to say, man. New additions to the defensive line. New addition. All the rookies look good. New linemen, new safeties. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, Super Bowl's in the bag.
Super Bowl is in the bag. Okay, I don't know about all that.
All right. let me be serious. This is not a hot seat year. I had this conversation on Twitter. This is not a hot seat year for Kyle Shanahan, but this is a Super Bowl or bust. This is a make or break season. This roster will get broken apart. We can't pay everybody. If they don't get it done this year, it's going to be a lot harder going forward. I'm not going to say it'll never happen, but the odds, the window might not be closed, but it's only enough for a little draft to get through if we don't win it this year. So
and this is why I started with you and I started with the Homer for that exact reason, because I had a feeling that you would say that it's not a hot seat year for Kyle Shanahan, which is kind of wild to me because when we did the AFC predictions last week, you 100% said John Harbaugh was going to be on the hot seat if the Ravens don't start fast. So their window seems to be closing, even though the 49ers just had to pay Trent and Brandon Ayuk, and they're presumably going to give Brock Purdy the most money anybody's ever gotten in the NFL next season. It doesn't look like there's even much room for a draft. It looks like it's now or never for the 49ers. And that's why I also prefaced the question with, why should I believe? Like, what is Kyle Shanahan doing different this season that's actually going to get him over the chip?
I mean, this is the first year in a long time we didn't. I guess we did lose a coordinator. We fired a coordinator. Typically, we lose a coordinator by another team stealing a guy. You know what I'm saying? And then he's going out and trying to attain some success. This is the first year we've kind of kept everything in-house. We've kept everything together. That's why signing those guys back is so important. That's for continuity reasons. And it's the first year. It hasn't been that much of a shakeup. The same guys that started in the Super Bowl, outside of maybe one offensive lineman, are going to be the same guys that start the season. Everybody's healthy. And, I mean, that's the biggest takeaway. But as far as the Ravens, that's totally different. Totally different situation. Those guys have switched coordinators because guys have been fired. That means the team has underperformed consistently. 2-time MVP, you gotta get something done. They tell me Purdy is not even elite. So, I mean, Kyle's trying to make it shake without an elite quarterback. You can't be on the hot seat for that.
Scruff, Bryce, what's your outlook on the 49ers this season after this crazy offseason?
I mean, they're a good squad, bro. Like, let's not play no games. Like, 49ers they're top to bottom one of the best teams in the NFL, no question. One of, right? T talk only and exclusively about offense. 49ers have made their hay for the last, 15 years as a defensive team, bro. Let's be honest about that. The defense I have questions about at this point. What's my man that got hurt in the big game last year? Greenlaw out for the season, right?
Yeah.
Probably biggest piece on that defense after Warner and Bosa, if you ask me. Okay, so he's out. My guy that was emerging star at safety, Hufanga, coming back from a devastating injury. We'll see how he bounces back. The defensive line seems like it loses a piece every other year, whether it be Hargraves or whether it be Kinlaw that leave or whether it be, name that 49er that ends up leaving, the defensive line is constantly shuffled. Now, I'm not going to act like they haven't figured that out year after year, but they got to figure that out again, bro. It's another shuffle of a defensive line. They just lost Farrell, Chase Young in and out. Like, who's opposite Bosa? I'm honestly not sure. I know T knows, but I'm not sure.
Leonard Floyd.
Cool. Next journeyman up, I guess, right? So we shuffling, right? And cool. Maybe they figure that out, bro. Maybe they figure that out. Maybe Leonard Floyd, the same player he's been, and Bosa gets extra attention, right? And you don't have Greenlaw blitzing to help. I don't know, bro. Defense, question mark. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, you have a lot less question marks, but let's not forget that team goes, in the words of the great Scruff, this team goes as far as Tobias Harris is going to take them. This team goes as far as Christian McCaffrey is going to take them, all right? Let's just be honest, bro. Let's stop the games. I mean, yeah, Brock Purdy had 4,200 yards. Without looking it up, I'll be willing to bet that Christian McCaffrey had 500 of those receiving. You know what I'm saying? He's a huge part, not only as a rusher, but as a receiver. This is why somebody may trade Christian McCaffrey in a dynasty league, right? Because if he's out, who the 49ers going to turn to, bro? JaMychal Hasty? It's like, I don't know his name, bro. I don't know his name. I can't remember my name. But
He
Josh,
clouded
you
for
know,
real.
right? Who
George,
they gonna turn to if Christian McCaffrey goes down? Super Bowl down the drain. And I don't like betting my Super Bowl odds on teams where a skill position, if they go down, the hopes are down the drain. I'm only betting on a quarterback or nothing, bro. Like I'm not betting on I need Derrick Henry healthy all season and the Titans we gonna be something. I'm not betting on that. And I'm starting to feel that way about the 49ers, bro. I don't believe in Purdy enough to say as long as Purdy's there, they're going far. I feel like as long as McCaffrey's there, they're going far.
That's true.
Why wouldn't they just get a ball to Debo? We've seen it before.
Oh, you mean Debo? That all right? Good luck.
I want to make a quick note before Scruff jump in. Two of the players Bryce named on defense, Greenlaw and the safety, they're both also in contract years. I don't see how the 49ers keep this whole cast together past this year. You're talking about giving the ball to Debo. Debo's going to be on the trade market come next year when you got to pay Purdy. So this is the season for the 49ers to capitalize. I personally don't think Shanahan will get over the hump. Scruff, what are your thoughts on the 49ers?
Pretty good team, obviously, but not too good. Not too good. Like like they got like, it's like a luxury car that got some miles on it. You know what I'm saying? It still got that mystique to it, but it's really, you know what I'm saying? It don't really ride like the new ones. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about the 49ers. It's about time to trade it in. It's the window is closing. You feel me? It ain't gonna be moving around like them other vehicles, man. That's just how I look at the 49ers, bro. Because they've been good for a couple years now. So like, yeah, they could win a Super Bowl, but like they kind of feeling like the Saints a couple years ago when the Saints were just like kind of just hanging around, like and then they were like, just kind of feeling bad for themselves, getting the Super Bowl and losing and, all these missed kicks and stuff. And like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't feel like I'm not getting this is the year energy. Like,
bro, somebody got shot and came back. If this ain't the year, I don't
Hey, that happened to my Commanders just a year or two ago, buddy. That don't make it the
year. And y'all was talking about what kind of fan base shoots their own fans and all this nonsense. And then here my man is at an autograph signing, innocent as all, and getting shot. Come on, San Francisco.
That's a sign of things to come, man.
More probably a Raiders fan. All right.
I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on wax right now that the Rams is gonna win this division, the NFC West. They're gonna win this division.
I don't even think that's all that bold either. I feel like that's
I was gonna say I like where you're going.
It's not.
I like where you're going with that.
That's God's favorite, honestly.
Admittedly, it's not. But like
people are
49ers
definitely
is not.
On the Rams.
It's the only team in that division that's won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years. I mean, they've done it before with a decent amount of players from that team.
How old is
they've had a lot of turnaround.
Yeah,
but they still got the coach and the quarterback.
They got the system, man. That's what really matters.
Cooper Kupp about 40, man.
Yeah, but my boy right behind him, Puka right behind him.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, McVay got more. I'm pretty sure McVay got more success chips than Shanahan. Shanahan ain't never won nothing, right?
That's a fact. McVay got there and never got back. Shanahan close. But they don't got no Jalen Ramsey, no Aaron Donald. It's a different team over there. But
I would venture to say that even though my man McVay got one and Shanahan doesn't, I still kind of look at Shanahan as a more accomplished coach. If I'm being honest, and who I would say is the better coach based off accomplishments.
Yeah, I would need McVay to get back to another Super Bowl before I gave him the nod over Shanahan. However, I think there's a lot to be said about the fact that Kyle hasn't won one, man. I think that's a real thing. I think that monkey is really on his back and on the back of the 49ers right now. And I'm not even trying to be no hater on the 49ers. Like y'all said, I think it's a great squad, probably the best roster. If you just look at a roster on paper, the 49ers might be the best one in the league. But my thing is, I don't know what we're supposed to see going into this season that says this is it for Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. This is what they did, or this is what's gonna happen. Like they partying with Rick Ross, like showing up to Rick Ross's house with a pimp suit is gonna get you over the hump. Like I'm just not buying it from the 49ers this year. I do think they win the NFC West though, which is very interesting that Scruff picked the Rams. I like what the Rams are doing this year. I even like what the Seahawks are putting together, to be honest. But I still think that division belongs to the 49ers. I don't see them losing out in the NFC West.
Yeah, I think the Rams' offense is about to be really good.
I think the Rams are a wild card team. I really do. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them, see them missing the playoffs. I think they find a way to get in there.
They about to have that 2-back system going crazy. Watch.
Bryce, who you got winning the NFC West this year?
It's tough, man.
It's not
Because,
tough.
like, I can see the Rams winning it. Like, no cap. I can see the Rams winning it but I mean, I think the 49ers is the most logical choice. I don't see like either the dark horses making much noise, to be honest. That's the first thing I always look at divisions, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's the NFL, bro. It's the land of parity, honestly. Like we see teams go from trash to great instantly. And then it seems like when we see that shit happen and we look back at it, we always look at it kind of like, we should have known, right? And I always kind of look at that for a team. So I don't want to get away from the NFC West without discussing the other two teams. Like, because I feel like the Seahawks are an interesting team right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they're kind of like at a turning point where it's like, they're like at a turning point at all the major positions, at least on offense, right? Like quarterback is like, are we going to go with Geno Smith, who we gave this little deal to? I don't mean to say little deal, but it's not like big time quarterback money, right? But it's enough to keep him there if they want to control him. So like, are they going to keep him there, or are they going to kick the tires on Sam Howell, right? And then the receiver, it's like you got Tyler Lockett, who's been a staple for you for years. But it's like, is it time for Smith and Jigma to emerge? You know what I'm saying? You got DK Metcalf, who's been your big receiver, but it's like, if this doesn't work out with Geno, do we need to move on from DK mid-season, try to recoup some draft capital, and rock with, what's my man named Bobo or somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like they got some real decisions to make, I feel like, from an organizational standpoint, especially when you consider they got a brand new coach.
Yeah.
And those type of situations in the NFL, sometimes pressure makes, bust pipes, but sometimes like it makes diamonds, bro. So like I think of the two teams who are like supposed to definitely finish 3 and 4, like the Seahawks could steal a couple games from the Seahawks and the Rams. The Niners and the Rams, I feel like. So I think that's a team you kind of got to look out for if you're a fan of like the top two teams in that division. But for the Cardinals, I'm not sure about Kyler Murray, bro. Like if Kyler Murray comes back to like God level Kyler Murray that we thought he was about to reach, that he like showed for a second, like he legitimately showed in the league. Like, bro, that whole division, we gotta look at that whole division differently, bro. I don't care. Like, I don't care who we talking about.
That's my question for the Cardinals. Do y'all think that Marvin Harrison Jr., the presence of Marvin Harrison Jr., can get Kyler Murray back to that God level talent that we once saw?
That's the question.
That is the question.
I think it helps, but I think it's about his health. I think he's healthy. He could be a good player. I think people are sleeping on him though. To be honest, I think they're sleeping on him. They got a pretty decent roster. Nobody jumps out at you, but pretty decent roster. They got a young running back, right? They got a young tight end that went off last year, right?
They got James Conner too, a running back. And he
they got Conner still, right? You know what I'm saying? They got Kyler Murray.
Best backs in the league, honestly.
I mean, even if they're not a team with a lot in the win column, I feel like they'll be a team that, it'll be tough to put them away. It won't be an easy dub, so to speak. But that's really why I think ultimately the 49ers won't get it done in the playoffs. I think this division is going to take too much out of them in the lead up.
Right. Yeah. I can kind of see that. And I feel like, bro, Kyler Murray to me is one of those players in football where it's like, if he reaches his ceiling, or like what he already showed could be his ceiling in the league, in my opinion, then like what we talking about, bro? Because now we're talking about like elite quarterback play, and in that division, although you've got two really good teams, in my opinion, not sure you're getting that level of quarterback play that Kyler Murray could have. Now, it's a huge question mark. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably one of the biggest question marks, in my opinion, the biggest question mark in that division is Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
T, are you worried at all about any NFC West teams?
No, 49ers haven't lost to the Rams in like 3-4 years. The Cardinals, like they don't have enough. They just don't have enough. The Seahawks really intriguing though. Like you said, the mix of the young talent. They got a couple guys on their defense, man. They don't have big names, but they come out there and they play big every week. So Seahawks kind of worry me. If we split, it'll be the Seahawks. But I'm not worried about the Rams, and I'm not worried about the Cardinals. Cardinals don't have enough, man.
Yeah, Witherspoon out there in Seattle in the secondary, he's a dog. Seattle got some dogs on defense for real.
They just signed Rayshon Jenkins too.
The other corner, the tall one.
Oh yeah. Dang, his name I'm forgetting his name, but
Rick Woolen.
Woolen.
Oh look,
Yeah, no,
they got some pieces. The biggest question mark with them is quarterback too. Are they going to let Geno Smith play? Or
I don't think he's a question mark though. It's a question. It only becomes a question mark if they start trash, right?
I mean, he's hand, but I mean, I'm speaking more to they're not going to win, but I'm speaking more to where do they go after this?
Right. Yeah, their future is definitely a question mark, but I think they'll be a tough out. More so than the Cardinals. I think they'll end up with more wins, and they could potentially be a wild card team as well. But let's keep it pushing out the NFC West, fellas. Let's go ahead and jump into the NFC South. This might be one of the worst divisions in football. We got Atlanta, Carolina, the Saints, and the Buccaneers. Tampa hasn't really been much since Brady left. They rocking with Baker. Y'all think that's the right move for the Buccaneers? You think Baker has finally found a home in Tampa?
It's not a bad move.
I mean, it's like it's a no-brainer if you're the Bucs. Like if a quarterback plays that well, it's the same thing that happened with Geno, right? It's like you can't move on from a quarterback after they play that well. You can't even sell that to your fans. You can't sell that to your organization. Like it just doesn't make sense because it's so hard. Good play is so hard to come by. So if you catch the magic in the bottle, you got to try to repeat it. And that's why I was happy to see they brought back Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be key. One of the probably the most underrated receiver in the league, in my opinion. Probably the only first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. I got receiver right now in the league that's still playing.
Yeah,
I might be wrong. Nah, Devontae Adams. I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
I disagree with.
I don't know, but
I think
Mike Evans is a dog.
This division's underrated a little bit. I think people are saying that it's shitty, but really, when you look at it, the Saints are mid. Let's be honest. And the Bucs were in the playoffs last year. Pretty good team, like Bryce said. Panthers are up and coming, and the Falcons are up and coming for sure, especially if Kirk Cousins is healthy.
I
it's
don't
hard
think
not
the
to.
Bucs are a good team though.
I mean, they were in the playoffs. They advanced.
Yeah, where were they? 7-8, 8-8?
Not
8-8-1.
Yeah, 9-8.
They were 9-8. All right.
Yeah, something like that.
So they're good enough. They're good enough.
Yeah. I think the Falcons are going to be a good team this year. I think the Falcons will be probably like a 10-win team.
Everybody's predicting that, like all the sports bettors and shit. I'm just saying, like everyone's bullish on the Falcons. I don't know about that though.
Well, Kirk Cousins is always. Typically he's a pretty good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They had how many wins they had last year with Desmond Ridder. So the bar's been raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean we could go ahead and say it. Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in that division. Hands down.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. But if all the quarterbacks suck, you the tallest midget.
Nah, I mean, you got two former number one picks. You feel
I
me?
mean, you got to think like this is a league where an injury to your quarterback could be the end of your season, but they're one of the only teams where an injury to the quarterback might make the team better. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Go crazy. So I don't think they lose much, and that's crazy to say. I normally want rookies to prove themselves, but Penix looked good in college, looked good all off season. Honestly, they can move on for Kirk right now, and I think that team still wins 10, 11 games. Atlanta, this whole division is full of teams that kind of ruin the seasons of like the Commanders and teams like the Cowboys and the big fan bases that have hope every year. You take that odd loss in a winnable game to Baker. You take that odd loss in a winnable game to Derek Carr, and that's what makes this division so dangerous. It's not that they have a Super Bowl contenders, that they can really derail your season because they are mid. But being mid means you're in the middle. You can have some highs, you got some lows. So I think NFC South is a little bit underrated, undervalued in that aspect.
Yeah, but all this Falcons talk is like, the love is crazy to me. Like 10, 11 wins for the Falcons, no matter who the quarterback is. All right, cool. Like, let's say it's Kirk Cousins, bro. Kirk Cousins is not like a lights out quarterback. He's not a strong arm, wield the game with his arm and a skills quarterback. He's a system, master the system. I'm an expert at this shit. It's coming out once I step off my back foot quarterback, right? With that said, that takes time, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember, but Kirk Cousins' first year in Minnesota, it wasn't all that good. You know why it wasn't all that good? Because a quarterback like Kirk Cousins has to master the system. He has to master what he's doing. And you can't do that in 1 year, bro. That shit doesn't happen in 1 year. That shit can take time to get on the right page with your weapons. It can take time to build that chemistry with your coordinator. That's the quarterback Kirk is, bro.
Well, you don't think he brings in some of his system, some of his terminology, some of his concepts?
I don't know that he's that. I don't know that he's that level like a Brady where I come in and it's my system when I come in. No, I think I come in, Michael Penix is behind me. We trying to both learn this system, and I'm going to learn it better than him because I've been here longer, but I'm looking like, damn, this little dude learned this shit fast too, right? You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be one of them situations. And I don't know if Kirk Cousins is the type of player, based off what I know about him, right? Based off because he was on my team, bro. I've heard reports that Kirk Cousins is somewhat of a emotional guy. I shouldn't say emotional, or a guy that takes things personal, right? So with that, if you're someone that takes things personal, that's why he left Minnesota, because they told him they was going to draft a quarterback. He got to Atlanta, they did the same thing. So that's already not the perfect environment for him to thrive, right? Yeah. On top of that, he coming off a torn Achilles. So all these factors, and I'm supposed to just believe that, I'm just going to drop Kirk Cousins in here and we got 11 wins. But I'm not buying that shit, right? Unless you're telling me Bijan Robinson is now Christian McCaffrey. And you telling me that Bijan Robinson is now Christian McCaffrey, all right, cool. I'm believing your 10, 11 wins. I liked what I saw out of Bijan last year, but he wasn't quite where I thought he'd be. Like, he's not to his ceiling yet in the league. You know, so I think he's going to get there. I'm not sure if he's Christian McCaffrey.
He's getting started. I don't know if he'll be Christian McCaffrey, but he'll be as close to it as you can be. But to your point about Kirk and learning the system, I wouldn't be too worried about that. They got Zach Robinson. He's from the Sean McVay tree. Me and you both know Kirk's got ties to Sean McVay, that type of offensive system. I think they'll be fine. I think Atlanta will skate to 10 wins easy with that division. And I think they easily win that division. I don't think all the talk is all hype. I think there's a lot to it there. I think Atlanta had a very good squad last year that was very much held back by Desmond Ridder, who, much like Trey Lance, is going to find his way out the league. So I think Atlanta will look as they should have look as good as they should have looked on paper last season.
They added some pieces on defense too.
It doesn't make any sense, bro. If Atlanta was what you guys are telling me, right, that they were just held back by a quarterback last year, why did everyone else get fired? Why didn't they
That's,
just get?
that's,
Why didn't they
that's
just
what
get
happens with
quarterback?
bad quarterback play, though. Look at Chicago. Chicago, the only person they really kept was the head coach. They got rid of the OC, the
No,
DC,
but I'm saying like
brought in
Atlanta
Caleb
got rid of
Williams.
their coach. They got rid of everybody because you know what? It was a failing operation
They didn't.
everywhere.
They did not get rid of the players. That's a
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't get rid of. You're not gonna get rid of every player.
You know another reason though, a lot of
people.
people believing in the Falcons because of the coach too. Raheem Morris is people believe in Raheem Morris around the league.
I'm not sold on Raheem
Excellent
Morris.
point.
He's flamed out already. Maybe
He
maybe
be.
they'll get it right this time. I don't know, but
I
bro,
think
this Atlanta Falcons hype I'm seeing is being pushed as a narrative by all the big sports machines. It's crazy to me. I'm not buying it, bro.
the one that they get right. You know what I'm saying? Normally they push the Cowboys or something, but this is the one they get right. I mean, think of Kirk. Kirk has gotten people paid, man. He's got a couple receivers paid. He had Hawkinson looking like a pro.
He got Justin Jefferson paid, if we being honest.
Drake London is over there.
Getting people paid doesn't get you wins, bro. It just gets people paid. Good job.
Vikings,
I mean, it does do something. It's keep the ecosystem.
Come in and get Kyle Pitts paid. Nice. Think Kyle Pitts gonna be happy? Like, but that's not 11 wins, bro.
Bro, this is
That's another thing too.
Most weapons he's had though. Like this is the most. He's got a running game. He's got a tight end. He's got a big.
No, this is not the most weapons he's had. You look at a man that had Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and like man's had endless weapons his whole career.
He's had similar weapons in Minnesota, but
I definitely wouldn't say it's the best weapons he's ever had.
That was at the peak of his career.
What's the best weapons he ever had?
With the Vikings,
the best,
for sure.
He got the best. T said the best. This is currently the best weapons he's ever had.
Nah, he had Justin Jefferson.
Hey,
what are we talking about? He had Justin Jefferson. He had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I mean,
what's last year?
It's the best offense.
Yeah. Bro, better wear.
It could be. It could wind up being.
Better than Dalvin Cook.
I'm gonna tell
but Bryce, let me go ahead, T.
Every single player, skill guy on that team would come to the Commanders and start.
Bro, okay. So what point are we making?
Drake London is not starting over Terry.
The point that you're making is that the players we talking about haven't done anything. So if you're telling me that Kirk is just going to be the guy that comes in and makes these guys do anything because you in your mind think that Kirk made Justin Jefferson, okay, fine, bro. We'll go with that then. But that's not the case. Justin Jefferson's a dog with everybody. And most of these players that are dogs with everybody. They're not just made by quarterbacks like we're made to believe, bro. So I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins coming in and changing Kyle Pitts' life, who had how many yards last year? Probably 500, 600. Not the number 8 pick at tight end. I mean, if Kirk Cousins does it, cool, but I'm not buying it yet, bro. I'm just not buying it, bro.
All right, Bryce, I definitely hear your points on not buying the Atlanta stock, but it's the prediction show, so I got to press you on this. If Atlanta is not the king of the South, then who's winning the NFC South?
Right. Remember, there's always a division you go dark horse. Remember, I said that in the last segment, right? Yeah. Give me my namesake. Give me my namesake to win the NFC South.
Stop, bro. Stop. Bro, I wasn't even going to – I had more questions about the Panthers, but I wasn't even going to ask them because I felt like it was a waste of time. But
Put it on paper. And guess what? Chuba Hubbard is going to have more rushing yards than Bijan Robinson. Put that on paper too. And put it on paper that the Panthers win the NFC South. Put that on paper right now, bro. And it's only going to be like 8 wins, 9 wins. Cool. Got it. Champions. We beat all these teams, these sorry teams twice. Like T said, we scrapped out a game against like a team like the Commanders or the Cowboys. We won the division.
We need an official bookkeeper.
I'm definitely keeping track on these.
Atlanta beats Carolina the first time they play by 7, at least 7.
Oh, okay, 7. All right, we'll see you again. You beat me by 7 game 1. We'll see you game 2. We'll beat you by 7 game 2. We'll beat you by 3 game 2. Cool. 7 ain't crazy. Like I thought you were about to say 17 or something.
The Panthers, that's crazy. The Panthers will be deciding between Bryce and Shador. All right.
I mean, Panthers isn't that crazy, but they were pretty bad last year. But Yeah, I could see it.
I'm bullish on the Bryce Young turnaround.
So what?
Yeah, I see that. That's wild though. I mean, I was big on Bryce Young
Yeah.
last year when we had the in-person show. It didn't go well. Didn't go well for me last year. I do think they'll be better than they were last season, but that's because they're on the literal floor.
Hey,
There's nowhere to go but up for the Panthers.
there's people.
But picking them to
Hey, but
go
remember
from
how
worst to first though.
real quick though, remember we were saying about how we love Baker and Tampa, and I said they could capture lightning in the bottle. Yeah, that's who's coaching. That's who's coaching Bryce Young this year. I like that matchup. I like the parent. I like the
Yeah,
guy
that
that
is-
just
that is-
coached the undersized quarterback into his best season as a pro. I like him coaching this now young undersized quarterback and turning shit around in the same division that he's used to playing against. See, there's little things that I noticed in this transition, right? Dave Canales is going in. This is an interdivision hire. So he knows all these teams. He knows the Bucks better than everybody, and he knows all these other teams, and he's used to playing with an undersized quarterback. I just like some of these factors, especially in the division where I don't see any strong teams personally.
Okay.
I mean, people are still buying shares of GameStop, so
All right, Scruff T. Who y'all got winning the South? Atlanta.
I'm about to go put some money on that.
bro, the dirty birds are back.
The Dirty Birds are back. I hear
The
that.
Eagles?
Scruff, who you got? Atlanta in the South?
Yeah, I got Atlanta.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump up top to the North right quick. The big talk there is Caleb Williams. He's about to take the league over. He had some crazy preseason highlights. Had everybody talking. Y'all think the Bears finally found their QB, man? They got their savior? Jump off.
Yeah, the Bears are back, man. The Bears are back too. Like this is turning into the early 2000s again. Atlanta's on the rise. The Bears are on the rise. Bears are back. They got a quarterback. They got weapons on the outside. I don't like that old ass Keenan Allen, but them other receivers.
That's crazy. You like your age,
bro. Yeah. I was
Why you don't like Keenan Allen? That's a great security blanket for a quarterback.
No, it is.
Yeah.
They won't get it done this year, but if that team found its way to the NFC Championship, I would not be surprised.
That's a bold take. What y'all think, Caleb? What y'all think about Caleb Williams this season?
Rookie of the year,
4,000 yards, easy. I'm
Rookie
not
of the year, Scruff.
gonna give
rookie of the
him.
year.
Bryce, I know you took him in the Dynasty League, man. So I know you got some, and you're the college expert here at Gas. So I know you watched a lot of tape on Caleb on the lead up to this. So what you thinking?
I ain't gonna cap, bro. I'm the so-called college expert, but my track record with quarterbacks is admittedly terrible. I guess every GM in the league could probably say the same, but I have a very low batting average with quarterbacks. I thought Caleb Williams was a generational talent, so I'm not gonna back off of that. Like, I still think he's a generational talent. NFC Championship year one is a stretch to me. That means Super Bowl appearance in year one. That's a stretch to me, bro. It's a team accomplishment, but when we talk about these elite quarterbacks, it changes things from a team game to like a one-on-one game. You know what I'm saying? I think Caleb will be elite. I don't think he's going to be I'm marching to the Super Bowl in my first year elite. I think that's a little much to ask. I think 4,000 yards is more like the bigger ask. Like, bro, can you throw for 4K in your first year?
Never been done by a Bears quarterback, by the way.
Right. So you do something historic like that, and then make the playoffs. And I think if you do that as a Bears quarterback, like that's a crazy threshold right there. But I do think Caleb's going to be special eventually, and I do think the Bears found their quarterback. I'm not sure that they come on top of that division though. Even with all those weapons, bro, I just think it's going to take a little time. I also think that like you've got some teams in that division that are just good football teams, bro. Like these teams have been taking good players in the draft year after year for like 5 years straight, and they get good free agents and they got good coaches. Like these are good teams, bro. I'm talking about the Packers and the Lions, and in my opinion, those are two of the better teams in the NFL. And contrary to popular belief, I kind of think that the Packers are better than the Lions, bro. Although they took a huge hit with their running backs, in my opinion, bro. Like that was a huge hit losing Dillon, bro. When I seen that, I was like, damn, dog. Like, because they're the type of team that can really lean on the running game.
You mean Jones?
No, we knew Jones was gone, right? They lost Jones in free agency, but they were going to give the ball to Dillon now, right? AJ Dillon,
right,
who's the other big back, similar to Jones, a little more of a bruiser, but I was excited to see him in a full-time role. Finally, they still drafted my guy Marshawn Lloyd out of USC.
Wait, where's he at now?
Jones is with the Raiders, right? I think.
No, Jones with the Vikings, right?
The Vikings.
Yeah, where Dillon?
Huh? Dillon's a Packer, but he got hurt. He's out for the season.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's out for the season. So that's a big loss, in my opinion, right? We'll see if the rookie can pick it up. They got another back over there who the name's escaping me, but I love the Packers receiving corps, bro. Like, I feel like their receivers 1 through 5, they're not the best receiving corps in the league, but pound for pound, they're the best receiving corps in the league. Because 1 through 6 on their receiving corps could start for like 15 teams in the league, bro, almost. Like, they could be receiver 2 for a lot of teams, dog. And I feel like that's such a luxury for a young quarterback like my man Love. Question is Love going to take the next step? We saw in the playoffs last year that as good as he is, arm talent, ability to move in the pocket, he's not mature. His maturity level wasn't there yet in the hugest game of the year, right? We saw it, bro. I don't want to use the word crumbled because I don't think that's fair to say what he did. Because crumbled is like when you kind of like back down and just crumble. Like, you just start giving the ball away. You just start throwing it behind your head and just dump shit. He tried to go Superman mode and didn't have that. You know what I'm saying?
So
let me level, but didn't have the mind for it yet. I think
crumble is like when you're like a cookie, like a soft baked good, and you crumble. Because that's what happens when the pressure is on and you're soft, you crumble. What I'm getting at here, if you can't tell,
is what Kirk Cousins used to do, right? I feel like crumbling is when like you just start giving the ball to other team. But with Love,
I would say Jordan Love has a little bit of that in him. I'm here to let you know.
And if he takes the next
step,
saying
all this off of one game.
I'll say, yeah, I did. But I'll say this: if he takes the next step, he's the best quarterback in that division, bro, and he's the closest quarterback in that division to like outright elite. You know what I'm saying?
Tough crowd, man. You gonna call him a choke? He a choke after first playoff appearance?
He's overrated. He's overrated.
Caleb Williams just isn't proven yet, so I can't say. Caleb Williams will be elite. I think, but I'm saying like
the way that Bryce Young was saying that the machine is behind Atlanta and this big sports machine is pushing Atlanta. That's what they're doing with Jordan Love. That sports machine has pushed Jordan Love to the point that he's asked for a brand new contract after one playoff victory, which is mind-boggling to me because we got Brock Purdy leading people to Super Bowls, but he's going into this year watching other people get paid, watching his teammates get paid. Meanwhile, Jordan Love said, I ain't even going to show up till you give me a new contract after half a good season. And from the tape that I saw, Jordan Love is not a bad QB. He's a starting NFL QB. Is he worth all that money? Probably not. The market dictates that. I get it. But for Jordan Love to sit out of camp off top and to get all this praise that he's getting, like even now, man, like I don't see what everyone is seeing in Jordan Love. I do think the Packers got a good squad. I think they'll be pretty good this season. But elite quarterback play, like I don't even think he should be in that conversation yet.
What is elite to you? Like I said, if he takes the next step, he's elite. The man had 4,300 yards.
I think he needs like two more steps.
Hold on.
He was
the man had
very well
4,300 yards, 32 tuds, and only 11 picks. Hey, bro, if my quarterback's giving me that,
very good.
I'm feeling like,
very
and he's only 24, 25. I'm feeling like we're on the way to elite, bro. If I'm a fan, bro, like if I'm an evaluator, I'm looking like this guy's on his way to elite.
I need a bigger sample size. That was 2/3 of a season.
I'm coming in here, man, because like Jordan Love, bro. Say okay, I think he played well in his first season. The reason he got paid in his contract was not because he won a playoff game. The reason he got paid in the contract is because he replaced the Hall of Famer and made it look fucking easy, bro. That's why he got his contract, bro. So he's the future. He's good. I agree with Bryce too. They got a hell of a team, man. They know how to stock the cupboards. You know what I'm saying? You never go hungry in Green Bay, bro. They got enough food for the winter, bro. But yeah, they'll be around, bro. Playoff team for sure. But yeah, man, Jordan Love, not underrated. Worth the contract. He'll play that contract out. You know what I'm saying? But playoff team for sure. We'll see what they do though. I think they could be. There's two teams. I agree. There's two teams that are really good that could make the playoffs and maybe make a run. And Packers could maybe make a little noise. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl though. Yeah.
I mean, what Jordan Love got to do for people to be like Jordan Love nice?
So Jordan Love got the 4-year deal, right? And the next 4 years, does he take the Packers to the NFC Championship?
Yeah. Tough. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
The reason it's tough.
T, jump in here, man. What you think about the Packers and this Jordan Love contract?
I mean, I like Jordan Love. I think that contract was crazy. That came out of left field to me. It's a bit early, but if you think he's the future, what's the harm in paying him right now? If you truly believe in him, lock that down and you figure out the rest. But I like Jordan Love. I think he did it the right way. Sitting a year, I think that helped him tremendously. I wish more quarterbacks could do that. And I think really what separates Jordan Love is he turned a bunch of guys that nobody knew their name into, I'm not gonna say household names, but they're guys people were eyeing in fantasy this year. Yeah. They're guys people were putting in their parlays. So who knew Dobbs, Wicks? I mean, we knew Watson, and Watson's supposed to be the best out of that group, and he's the one that has performed the least so far.
Right.
Hell of a group of receivers.
Yeah.
Imagine if he can get healthy. But yeah, the Packers are a good team. Let's hope they weren't a flash in the pan. Let's hope that money didn't change them. Sometimes that paycheck can influence a younger player to not be as serious. So, but I think the Packers will be okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not big on Jordan Love, but I do think this Packers team is going to get some W's, especially against their schedule. This is a tough division to pick. There's not too much being said about the Lions here or nationally, and they won the division last year. So, what are y'all thinking about Detroit this season?
I'm very, 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 very bullish, as Bryce said, on the Lions. I think that this is a potential Super Bowl team here. We were talking about the 49ers at length. I get it. But this is the team we should be talking about. Like, this is a team that's building something organic and fresh. You feel me? This is a real team. They've been killing it, bro. They've been killing it in the draft, bro. They've been drafting great players. They have a culture. They got you really saw it build from the beginning when he came in there talking about biting kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it. They've been doing it. Underdog mentality, man. They were close, man. I think if things could have shook out a little differently, they could have been representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, and I think they remember that. So I think that they're on the upswing, the same way that I think the 49ers are on the downswing. I think the Lions and the 49ers are kind of like equivalent-ish, but I give the 49ers I give the Lions the edge because I just feel like they're trending up, whereas 49ers are trending down. So yeah, I think Lions are a Super Bowl team potentially. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick them to win the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised. I might put some futures money out there on the Lions.
Okay, I mean, the Lions are definitely still one of the best teams in the NFC. I don't think anybody can question that. But they just have not been dominating the news cycle the way some of these other teams in their division have. That might be, doing them some favors because, to Scruff's point, they could have easily been in the Super Bowl last year. You could really question the coaching decisions and say that that's really what kept them out. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lions do this season. But real quick, who y'all got one in the North, man? Me, myself. A little bit of a shocker. I'm gonna roll with the Bears. I think the Bears, surprise some people. I don't think they make too much noise if they get to the playoffs, but I do think they win this division. I'm not really buying the Packers or the Lions. Lions winning it back to back.
Hey, I got Lions.
I got the Lions. I don't think there's a team in that division that can handle the Lions. I mean, like you said, the Lions should have been in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a team that crumbled.
Yes.
They crumbled. That's a really good team, man. And no one's talking about them because, you know, when you talk about the best receivers in the league, you say CD and Jamar. You don't say Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Talk tight end, Kittle and Kelsey. You don't say Laporta. You talk running,
sleeping, man.
Bijan, and you're not saying Gibbs, but quietly those guys are in the same tier as those guys that you're mentioning up there, in my opinion. So, and then it's Goff, right? He's been there before. Build the culture. I think the Lions. I think the Lions easy. That's the only team. Well, that's one of the teams I'm worried about. That's a team that can absolutely beat San Francisco, and it's not a bad pick for the Super Bowl. That team could get there and beat the Chiefs too, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I agree with that.
Bryce, Lions Super Bowl bound?
No. And I like the Lions, bro. I'm a big fan of the Lions, actually. I like when teams like, remember earlier I was saying like I don't trust the 49ers because like if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, then what? Like if like the Lions are a run first football team, but if David Montgomery gets hurt, like it's not then what? It's like, all right, Jahmyr Gibbs is up. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You feel me? I like building your personnel and your depth around your identity. Smart football construction, right? Roster construction. But for the Lions to be a Super Bowl team, bro, it really comes down to me trusting Jared Goff, right, in like a Super Bowl moment, right? Yes, Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. I can't take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason Sean McVay like went with a guy that had never been to a Super Bowl over Jared Goff. And as much as I like Jared Goff, I'm not sure that he's the quarterback that takes them to the top. And I'm not sure that they're wholly convinced either, right? I think that's what scares me a little bit about the Lions, why I wouldn't make them my Super Bowl pick. I don't trust them enough as much as you guys seem to. But I like what they represent, bro. Like, I feel like they represent what's right about football. I feel like their head coach represents what's right about sports. You know what I'm saying? I love watching his press conferences, and I can see them eventually getting there. I'm just not sure they get there with Goff.
So that's exactly why they're going to get there. The script is written, man. The underdog quarterback with the hard-nosed coach. You feel me? People love it.
Do you think they win the division, Bryce?
No, I don't. No.
Who you got winning the North then?
Got the Packers.
Okay.
And the Packers find a way to get out of the division on top. I think, like I said, I think Jordan Love takes the next step. And I think eventually, you know, that division is Caleb soon. But I think in this transition moment, right, where we trying to figure out who runs this damn division now, you know what I'm saying? With the exit, obviously, of y'all's guy, I think that, I think Jordan Love runs with it for now.
All right.
You might like
all right, man.
No Vikings love at all. We're not even going to talk about them in this division.
I mean, but unless someone has something to say, much like the Panthers, I kind of just had them in the mud. If somebody's got to take take on the Vikings, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the mud. They're not in the mud.
Because one thing for sure, the Vikings aren't like out here tanking, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not out here like, oh, fuck it. You know, we lost Kirk Cousins. Like, they signed like Aaron Jones. It's one of the best backs in the league. Like, to me, one of the most underrated backs, if not the most underrated back in the league. Justin Jefferson.
This is the thing, though. You made a point earlier, Bryce, about dark horse teams, and there's, you know, we all know there's a team that nobody's thinking about that's going to end up being good. In that same vein, there's going to be a team that's going to be trash. It's going to be a complete joke. They're going to crumble from the start. And for me, that's going to be this year's Minnesota Vikings. There's nothing to believe in right now. They just lost JJ McCarthy for the year. That popped the bubble of hope.
You're wrong.
There's no hope out there in Minnesota. There's nothing to be excited about.
No, you're wrong though, because actually the JJ McCarthy was the beginning. Like, him getting hurt was actually when they started going right. You feel me? Like dead ass. No, I'm serious. Like JJ McCarthy. If JJ McCarthy was starting for the Vikings, guess what? You guys really suck. Yeah, that's actually equivalent to your first statement, Ron. But no, with Sam Darnold, you have a veteran quarterback who's basically playing for his life.
Wait, Sam Darnold your guy?
He was.
Oh yeah, I just inserted him. I just inserted him into my starting lineup. This isn't a diss to Sam Darnold in any way. We just went 10, 15 minutes about how tough this division is. We just talked about how Caleb Williams is going to end up taking the division anyway. So I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for the Vikings. I mean, like, in what scenario do they squeak out winning this division? What scenario do they squeak out a wild card?
I'm gonna tell you the scenario they squeak out a wild card. You want to know the scenario they squeak out a wild card? Justin Jefferson breaks the receiving record, and they squeak out a wild card, bro. Because if you get,
I don't know if that's enough, man. He would literally need to break the record, bro, for them to even be in the wild card discussion.
Yeah, he would. And you know what? If I had to bet on one receiver this year to break the receiving record, who would you take? Even with Sam Darnold, if you had to take your odds right now, bro, on one receiver to break the receiving record right now this season, who are you taking? I'm taking Justin Jefferson, even though it's Sam Darnold, bro.
Yo, think about it like this, though. Couldn't Sam Darnold have a? Couldn't he have a Case Keenum kind of season? You know what I'm saying?
It's possible.
You feel me? With Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Justin Jefferson gets 120 yards when they put out what's my man name from last year? Josh Dobbs. What's the other cuz? Mullins. What's the other cuz? It don't matter who they put at quarterback. That's 120 yards guaranteed, bro.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson is definitely like that.
Y'all think Kirk Cousins made Justin Jefferson? Y'all think Kirk Cousins made Justin Jefferson when really Justin Jefferson made Kirk Cousins, bro. All right.
They're not in the mud by any standards, Rome. I feel like they're a 7-8 win team ultimately, but like they could be a 9-win team with the right, right wins.
That's an uphill battle for them.
When you hear fighting for his life, take the under on team wins. Take the under. All right.
Yeah, they could. I can see them getting swept by the whole division. They might get one off the Bears.
What's their over under?
I would probably take the over. Let me see.
What Vegas got them at?
Anytime someone's fighting for their life, they're closer to death. Right?
7.5.
Ooh, see, Vegas don't feel like y'all, bro.
What is
Vegas feels higher on them. Yeah, 7.5.
I'm definitely taking it under on the Vikings.
All right, cool. So
BetMGM has them at 6.5.
Vegas feels more like I was starting to feel than how y'all feel about the Vikings, and it's because all the pieces been there with the Vikings, bro. And they just added Aaron Jones. The piece they was missing was the back. Aaron Jones now.
It's only 7.5 because they added the extra game. This is a 6-win team.
Right. And Bryce, you can say that little take about the running back being the missing. Bruh, they didn't upgrade at the most important position. They downgraded. You went from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold. That is a downgrade at the most important position. The Bears upgraded in a big way. The Packers signed their QB of the future. The Lions got Jared Goff. He's been there before. The Vikings are in the mud. They're not.
So they were at 6.5. They were at 6.5. Now they're up to 7.5. The line moving.
Bro, if I go to work and come back and hit y'all in the group chat, say I'm fighting for my life, I'm like I'm gonna get a bonus.
I would be concerned. I'd be like, "You good, bro?"
I love how the way y'all will position your points, right? Because it'll be like on one end you'll be like, "Yeah, Kirk Cousins on the Falcons now, right?" And like, you know what I'm saying? Desmond Ridder, look what they was with Desmond Ridder, right? You know what I'm saying? So this literally, this Vikings team is the exact same team that you guys are basically telling me that the Falcons were, right? The Falcons were last year. So we're saying the Vikings going to be what the Falcons were last year this year.
Nah, that's
an
not
8 or 9 win team, right?
No. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. The Vikings lost Kirk Cousins, so now they're in the mud. The
me go one
Atlanta
step
got
further, right?
Kirk Cousins. Now they out the mud.
All right, let me go one step further. Last year, Kirk Cousins got hurt, right? So he didn't play a lot, right? So we know the Vikings was throwing anybody at quarterback, right? Y'all know what they finished at? They were 7-10, bro. So as bad as the Vikings were at quarterback last year, they were 7-10. And we know that they had Josh Dobbs, who they traded for midseason, Nick Mullins, and some other jabroni. Cool, right? So if Sam Darnold can be a stabilizing factor, 7-10 has to be better. And you added Aaron Jones, bro. I'm looking at it like how Vegas came to 7.5, bro. Like it's not that hard.
Are the Chiefs going 3-peat then?
The more I
Are
think
the
about
Chiefs?
it, I feel like the Vikings are going to definitely beat. They're going to beat a couple teams in that division. They're not going to get swept by that division.
The Vikings are one of those teams like the NFC South. They're going to beat the Cowboys. They're going to beat the Commanders. They're going to win games that people think they should lose. Yeah. But they're going to actually lose to every good team. Like that's how it's going to go. No good team is. No one's going to drop.
See, bro. We're going to see. We're going to see what Sam Darnold really about, man. Rome used to like Sam Darnold. Now he's out on him.
I didn't see. Whoa! I never said nothing about being out on Sam Darnold. Go check. I got him starting week 1. So hey, hopefully Bryce, you're right. Hopefully he hits Justin Jefferson for $120 and 3 tuds week 1. I'm good.
Your history is not good on this.
I think Rome proved to me that his love for Kirk Cousins is stronger than his love for Sam Darnold.
That's all I'm feeling. It is. It definitely is.
Cool. That's all I need to know, bro. Because I mean, if Kirk Cousins is +4 wins to the Vikings, like the from Nick Mullins to Kirk Cousins, you go from 7 to 11 wins. Then from fucking Nick Mullins to Sam Darnold, you might get to 9. You know what I'm saying? Like plus Aaron Jones, we might be looking at 9 here, bro. Like that's how I view it.
That's better. They're better at running back than they were last year. I'll say that.
How old is
Jones is nice, bro. He underrated, bro. I got him in all my 1-year leagues.
Aaron Jones about 30. He's probably 29, 30.
He in his prime for real. Just crazy.
All right. Well, I'm glad y'all got some faith in the Vikings, man. I honestly hope y'all are right because that means Sam Darnold will be cooking. So that's bonus for me in the fantasy league. But let's keep it pushing, man. We got one more division. Some will call it the least. I call it the beast. But it goes by the NFC East, man. So look, I know this was gonna get interesting, right? I already know. The Eagles won it last season, right? They won the NFC East, it was the Eagles. But no team has won back-to-back in this division in damn near 20, 25 years, something crazy like that. So whoever, it doesn't look good for the Eagles right there, Scruff. But I know you're probably leaning towards Philly. Y'all fell apart last season. Y'all crumbled. That's the word of the day, the word of the night, crumbled. So Big Dom is back, man. Is he the glue? Is he the cheese? Like what is he for y'all? It's keeping y'all together there in Philly.
Not only is he back, he got promoted. But yeah, honestly, that trend is tough, bro. The trend is tough, man. It's a tough trend. But I'm looking at this, man, and I really can't really see it panning out any other way. Dallas is the only team that gives me the feeling like maybe they could, but everything is telling me that they got worse. Everything is telling me that they got worse because they went back to Zeke Elliott. Are we serious? And then they brought in Dalvin Cook. Like what? And this Dallas, okay. And then they just re-up the coach for another year. It's kind of like they just on some all right, what you gonna do? Dak on that same he on an expiring deal. What's going on here? Dallas smells like implosion, waiting to happen. I'm just waiting. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I don't see them being horrible. Maybe they'll be good, and then they're going to implode. That's probably how it's going to be. I don't know what that win total looks like. Depends on how high before they implode. But it's going to implode probably sooner than later. I think they wanted to implode sooner than later so then they can start tanking for the draft pick. So no, I don't see Dallas winning the division. New York might be the worst football team in the NFL. And then Washington actually is an up-and-coming team, but I'm not ready to say that they're going to win the division or win more than 7 games. So Everything points to the Eagles. Who got better? Young quarterback still.
How does one start by dropping a 25-year-old stat and then somehow go against a 25? That's like you at the roulette table and the black go 25 times. And you're like, it gotta be red on 26, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how
that's the
difference. Some people look at it differently.
That's how you lose the house, man.
That's how you
lose the house being a homer.
That's how you win the house. Because if something lands on black 25 times, what's the chances it's going to be 26? The odds are extremely low. So in fact, by having such a long streak, I think the likelihood is that the streak will continue.
Yes, it will continue.
No. I mean, the streak will end.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you're finally getting back to your senses.
Yeah, the streak will end. The streak will end. Based on the odds, you know what I'm saying? How long can this streak just continue?
I don't know, man. I hear you on your takes. I like your take about Dallas. I do feel like they're an implosion waiting to happen. Right now, the Dallas building is like there's a gas leak. You smell the gas, and you hoping nobody has a lighter or some matches because it's about to just go up. So I feel you on that take. Anybody else think Dallas has any shot in this division at all? They just signed CeeDee Lamb. He's one of the top receivers. T, you think Dallas got a shot?
Yeah, I actually do. And Dak has been known to kind of blow some big games, but he can get you to those big games. I think it's underrated bringing Zeke back and bringing in Cook. I think that's a very underrated move. I don't think either one of those guys gives you 1,000, but they can combine for 1,200 collectively. Jake Ferguson's a good tight end. You got a top receiver. That team's going to be able to score some points. And hey, that's what football is right now. So if that record is broken, I guess if it maintains, it could easily be the Cowboys. It could easily be the Cowboys or the Commanders. But I'm with Scruff. I can't see a scenario where the Eagles somehow fumble this division. This division is a layup this year for them.
It seems like that every time though, and that's why this streak is crazy.
Yeah,
because, it always seems like that. It seemed like that the year before last when everyone predicted the Eagles and then they lost it. But the Cowboys, man. The interesting part about the Cowboys is, I like Dak. I've been on record saying I like Dak, I think, more than most. I think Dak is right at that elite fringe where he could be elite with one crazy season. I would have to call him elite. But outside of Dak, looking at the Cowboys as a whole, there's only one position in football, bro, to me that at any point can be comparable to quarterback. And it's elite level pass rusher. And it's only over the past 5 years, probably even over the past 10 years, probably only been 4 of those guys, maybe 5 of those guys. But one of those guys the year before last season, not last season, he was a shell of himself, in my opinion. But the year before last season, Micah Parsons was one of those guys, bro. And I'm talking about one of those guys where it's dog, you just changed the whole game for the entire game has changed because you just turned it on for 2 drives, bro. Back-to-back sack fumbles, and now the whole game is wrecked, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you get that Micah Parsons, I think the Cowboys, it's like how when the Rams was going on runs with Aaron Donald, you know what I'm saying? It's like when the Broncos going on runs with Von Miller. Oh, yeah, we could afford to have Peyton Manning that ain't all that great when Von Miller getting you 20.5 sacks in the season. You know what I mean? That's the closest thing outside of a receiver that can give you 1,800 yards. To me, the closest thing to that in this NFL today is that elite pass rusher. I'm talking about super level elite, though, God level elite. It's only been 3 or 4 of those guys: Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Micah Parsons the year before last. If he get back to that level, bro, all bets is off, bro. I'm not going to bet it. I can't really say the Cowboys' ceiling is Super Bowl, in my opinion. If he's at last year's level, I think, the Cowboys can, ceiling is NFC championship is the ceiling. but the floor is like missing the playoffs.
I mean, yeah,
That's a wide ass range right there, bro.
Yeah, it is.
that team's gonna at any stretch of the season, if they lose 2 or 3 back to back, they're gonna shut it down. They're gonna find a way to tank. I really do buy into the Shador conspiracy. If the Cowboys start slow, they're gonna finish extremely slow. If they start hot, I think they'll keep their foot on the gas.
Hey, there's a strong chance they start slow too. That schedule is tough early.
Hey,
I think they start with the Browns.
big boy league.
Telling you, Dak gonna be on a new team next year.
I mean, he very well could be in Seattle. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I was gonna say Minnesota, but I guess they might go with JJ.
They got the Browns.
Actually,
got
I got
Cleveland,
a funny
Saints.
ass prediction. Maybe he end up on the 49ers. You know?
That's crazy. They definitely playing Brock in San Fran.
I wouldn't.
That's gonna be the official closing of the window.
That's gonna be the locks on the window.
You think
The
Dak
minute-
Prescott? So you're telling me you think Dak Prescott is Kyle Shanahan's Matt Stafford?
Nah,
he's
not
like,
really.
Bro, I can't get over the hump with Brock Purdy. I have to go with Dak Prescott. I don't think it's gonna get to that, bro.
Dak's a quarterback somewhere though. You know, he's not. I don't know. To me, Dak's good, but he's not that good. He's just like
Dak has the yards through 4 games ever in the history of football. He had a 4-game stretch that no quarterbacks ever had. So he has the ability to turn it on.
I don't know, man.
I think
wonder
Well,
about
to Bryce's point, if Dallas makes it to the Super Bowl, that could mean that Dak had an MVP year. I mean, if we're really being honest, because I'm not big on the Cowboys at all. I'm not really a Dak guy, but he was a couple votes away from being league MVP last year. Y'all think he's going to throw his name in the hat again this year?
Bro, he might have a shot. You know, I can see Kyle Shanahan if Dak Prescott on that kind of run this year. I can see Kyle Shanahan being like, you know what?
Let me put the question like this too. If Dak gets MVP, does that force Dallas's hand to sign him back?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Because they're acting like the hard. I mean, you heard T. There's this Shador conspiracy. Everything that the Joneses have come out and said.
You said Dak was voted what for MVP? I've never even heard anyone say MVP and Dak in the same fucking sentence, bro.
Yeah, he was second, bro, right behind Lamar last year. I know. Bro. I told you, I'm not here to big up Dak in any way, man. So the facts are just the facts.
Place votes.
Potentially.
Like,
I mean, for me, it was Lamar the whole way.
Voted Dak as their MVP. Like, are you serious? Come on, bro.
Look, I didn't vote, but I didn't think Lamar was MVP.
Of course not, bro. Of course you didn't think that. Plus 1,800 for Dak.
Who y'all got early or favorite MVP heading into the season?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I think Dak is a strong candidate. Me, I will put my money on CJ Stroud though, man. What they got going on in Houston is tailor made for a QB right now. They got Joe Mixon at running back. The receiving core is top tier. CJ could have a very strong year this year or two.
Oh, I know who the MVP is going to be. Josh Allen.
Oh, you did say that last week.
Yeah.
The Luka of quarterbacks.
Okay.
I like a couple guys I like this year. Dark horse situations. Tua and Jalen Hurts. I think those guys are in great situations.
Jalen Hurts, I can see that.
Just light it up.
I think Jalen Hurts will be in the conversation too.
He does have he is in a great position. We didn't talk really too much about the Eagles in depth, like into context, but you got to think the offense is going to be much better. You know what I'm saying?
I like the Kellen Moore as OC. I think every report I've seen too out of Philly this summer has been glowing of Jalen Hurts. I think he's going into the season better than he ever has. Philly's probably gonna win that division. Like T said, it should be a layup for him. The history says that's gonna go against them, but Philly should win this division.
Yeah. history hasn't met Jalen Hurts, man.
Well, you
They're
got
about to get it shit done.
we still got the Commanders, man.
Commanders made some interesting moves. They brought some competent players in the building, which is admittedly huge step up for them. Like, so,
Hey,
like,
bro, where's this guy? Get this guy out of here, man. This guy's a comedian, man.
Earlier you mentioned Caleb Williams for Rookie of the Year. I think that's a solid choice, man. But I got to go with my guy Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to get it over Caleb Williams, and I know that comes across as a homer, but I think
I'm about to say, what's the homer o'clock?
The Bear, yeah. I mean, you talk about Jalen Hurts looks like a great candidate for MVP. Yeah. But I think the odds for Jaden Daniels getting Rookie of the Year are probably a little higher than Jalen Hurts for MVP. I would assume, but I think Jaden Daniels is going to put together a stellar year and win that award.
Jalen Daniels is like literally probably number 2 in the odds, and Jalen Hurts is probably not even in the top 5. But okay,
as he should. I can see
Jaden Daniels winning it because he was prolific, at LSU. So if he plays like that at Washington, he's gonna be sitting pretty, bro. But I don't know, bro. They got rid of I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing.
I mean, last time we drafted a Heisman winner at QB, he got Rookie of the Year. So rolling with history.
You know what else he did wrong? He won the division too.
Look,
yeah. You know what else he did though? He blew out his career, and then he got fired from ESPN and posted a photo eating a croissant.
I want to say since probably the Steve Spurrier era, quarterback, they start hot. I mean, Heineke started hot. Haskins, like these guys, this RG3, like these guys start hot in Washington for whatever reason. I don't think
so true.
I don't think this will be the end of that streak. I think bro will start hot. So he very well could put up 3,800 yards and 650 rushing. Like he very well could throw that up this season and win 10 games and come back next season and win 5.
Bryce, how y'all O-line?
Spotty at best. But
I think he's gonna run for a lot.
Runs and checkdowns. Eckler should have a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I hope the rushing yards are low this season personally, but I think the quick game will be a big thing. Austin Eckler, people sleep on him. He's got a lot of fantasy value this year. Same with B-Rob, to be honest. I think the Commanders, I know Cliff Kingsbury is known for spread offense and passing the ball, but they're gonna have a strong run game. I think that'll be the strength of the team, to be honest.
I hope so. I'll say this to all my Commanders fans, man. This season, like, I'm trying not to be too invested on the outcome of this season because, like, I realize that there's only one thing that matters this season, bro, and that is Jaden Daniels, bro. Like, that's all that really matters, bro. Like, if is bruh, like, bro, rookie season of a new quarterback, rookie quarterback. Bro, you're not winning the Super Bowl, right? So the shit really doesn't matter. But we need to find out, and I'm hoping that we find out that Jaden Daniels is not. I'm not talking about just a starter. I'm not talking about just like we hope he's a starter for the next 5 or 10 years. I'm talking like nah. I'm hoping that Jaden Daniels is elite, bro. I'm talking about Pat Mahomes level. Yeah, I'm hoping that as a fan, you take a quarterback top 2, 3 really in the first round. I'm hoping Josh Allen level. I'm hoping Lamar Jackson level. Like, this is what I'm hoping, right? I think we find that out very early on about Jaden Daniels, bro. I think with quarterbacks, when it comes to like finding out, this is why I'm high on Jordan Love, right? Because I don't think it takes a long time to find out if a quarterback is a top 5 potential guy. I think it can take some time to figure out if can a guy be a starter in the league. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that takes time to figure out. But elite, we usually know elite right when we see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Typically, fans or sports guys like to our level, bro, we see it and we like think about how when we watch like Summer League or we watch like the first few games of the of any NFL or NBA season, right? And we look back to a guy we were like, oh, we should have known he would have been nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we have those moments because we like, damn, how did I not see it sometimes, right? So it's like with Jaden Daniels, if he is nice as shit in the league, it wouldn't be like, oh, this was out of nowhere.
No.
Right? It would be like, nah, this is the same shit he did at LSU. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, no.
So it's like if that translates, bro, dog. Commanders, we finally, the football guys finally blessed us, bro.
Honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a good chance though. I mean, he threw 40 touchdowns last year. You know
40 touchdowns and 4 picks with 1,000 yards on the ground, if that translates, like, bro, goodbye NFL. Like, cause we up, bro. Like we got a Lamar Jackson mixed with, Herbert. Like
Lamar Jackson has no Super Bowls.
Yeah, but I said Lamar, but I'm saying like it's not about it's the player profile type that you get.
You just want to have some fun games.
Nah, bro. I'm not like
it's not to say you can't win like that, to be honest, T. I think in this league, with all due respect, and there's another shot back at the 49ers. This moving towards mobile quarterback. If you don't have a mobile quarterback, then what's going on, bro? Like people don't really have the pocket passers these days.
Yeah, and T's thing is like Lamar Jackson doesn't win any Super Bowl. That hasn't won any Super Bowls.
He just hasn't won.
Like we can throw that out, and that can be a good like comeback to any time someone says like Lamar Jackson, right? But my point is not so much like Lamar Jackson is lack of Super Bowls. I could have said any quarterback. I could have said quarterbacks with Super Bowls. The point is like if you get an elite quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Like you in there, dog. Like you at the table. You got a shot. And we're approaching a point in the NFL where if you don't have one, you don't have a shot. Like there's magic in a bottle that can be captured. I still believe. Like I feel like no one else believes. But I still think you have a great running game, unbelievable defense. You can go to the championship without a quarterback that's in the top 10 passing. But it looks like the league's trending to a place where you can't, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You got to have one of those guys. So for the Commanders, that's all that matters this season, bro. We got to pray, knock on wood, wish upon a star, wear your pajamas inside out, whatever your thing is to bring good luck. You know what I'm saying? You do that before that first game against the Bucks. If we get
I got a prediction though.
Bro, and I think it's a chance, but I'm still not sure, but I think it's a chance.
I do have a prediction though. I think the Commanders win their week 1 game versus the Bucks. Go ahead, book that one. Take it to the bank.
Ooh.
Not me.
I think that's a tough one, man. I think that'll tell us a lot about where the whole team is at. I'm sold on Jaden Daniels already. I've seen enough. I think we definitely got the future QB in DC. But my thing is the rest of the team is like I'm so sold on Jaden Daniels. I really wanted to pick them to win the division. I really did. But being realistic, not being a homer, that they might have the worst secondary in all of football. That DB room is horrendous. That's a big reason why I couldn't even pick us to this weekend for the Buccaneers game. I think Baker and them could easily put up 35, 40 points on that secondary. I have to see otherwise before I can have any other type of take. So that defense is a huge question mark. They don't have a strong pass rush to make up for the weakness of the secondary. So as good as I think Jaden Daniels will be, he's going to have to drop 35 points damn near every game for us to be in the win column, unless Joe Witt and Dan Quinn got something up their sleeve with the defense, which I've yet to see. So another thing that I would say about my Commanders too is they have the most turnover in the league from last season. So whatever your thoughts were of the last year's Commanders or years past Commanders, throw that out the window. This is going to be a whole new squad.
And that's why I said what I said. They actually hired professionals.
Right.
Actually, you can get worse that way. When you throw out the old staff and you bring in a whole new regime, you can get.
No, you're right, T. Which is why I said I genuinely as far as the defensive side of the ball, I have no clue what to expect. I really think that DB room is the worst in the league. I might be wrong about that, but they could be historically bad.
In most situations, T, you right, but like in this situation, you wrong because like there was a bad org, like, and they flipped it up. So like that's good. Like at least you have competent people in the building.
They told me they did that when they hired Riverboat Ron.
No. I do think on this though. I think Ron. I can't believe Ron's still the coach, but He about to be out of there after this season. They will fire Ron. That's my other prediction. They're gonna fire Ron by the end of the season. Probably not till the end of the season. But they're gonna go and bring in somebody that's gonna be able to work with Jaden Daniels, like a quarterback guru that's gonna be able to take him to the next level. That's
like that.
That's the next step.
Like a Cliff Kingsbury type.
Good question. If
Cliff
Ron
Kingsbury
Rivera
is no guru.
Scruff. If Ron Rivera takes him to the Super Bowl this season, should they keep him?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, if Ron Rivera takes him there this season, should they keep him?
Come on, bro. That's not gonna happen.
All right. Playoffs. Should they keep him?
It's not gonna happen, bro. So it doesn't matter.
All right. What if they go 8-8? What if they go 8-1? Should they keep Ron Rivera?
No, that's what I think they need to get away from. They need
All
to
right.
go.
All right. How about this, bro? Let's really be honest. They win the Super Bowl this year. Jaden Daniels is outstanding. 40 touchdowns, 44 picks like LSU. Ron Rivera wins the Super Bowl, hoists the Lombardi. Should they re-sign him?
I mean, yeah, but that's not gonna happen.
That's all I got to hear, bro.
That's
Not gonna happen. That's 100% correct. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, there's no way it's gonna happen.
There's no way it's gonna happen. It's impossible. It's actually impossible. I bet my life on it not happening. I bet everything I own to my name.
Hey T, I got a question for you. You think there's a possibility that Shanahan could get fired if they don't get it done this year?
No, he would have to.
Okay.
He needs to have two.
I'm just connecting dots, man. That would be real funny.
That's a crazy take to me because I don't. So what puts John Harbaugh on the hot seat if Shanahan?
Harbaugh, another one, boy. If Harbaugh got picked up by the Commanders, boy, what? Y'all will be on the map. What? Y'all will be on the map.
No.
What?
Hey, the difference is how the orgs have been run, the fan bases. We've seen Harbaugh consistently hire coaches that ended up getting fired consistently. He's hired guys that gotten fired. He did get
y'all just did that with old boy that was the defensive coordinator.
First time ever. And I never liked that hire, but first time.
Wait, y'all still got Rivera or y'all got Dan Quinn?
It took you long enough, Brandon.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. All right, well,
you got it, bro.
He's so non-memorable as a coaching hire that I didn't even know he got hired. That's crazy.
He is. That was like the consensus when he got hired. Everybody was like, "Yo, like." But that goes along with what you said. Like they hired football people. Like they didn't go for no splashy name.
My biggest problem with Dan
silent hire, he thought we still had Rivera.
Application pool must have been thin, bro. That's all I'm knowing. That's all I know for that one.
For Quinn to be from the Pete Carroll tree, Legion of Boom era, bro, he's never had a good defense since leaving Seattle. Never. I watched Commanders preseason. He was terrible.
What are we talking about?
Dan Quinn's team.
Didn't he have a good
What
defense
were the
last year?
Cowboys when Michael Parsons had 20 sacks?
They were top defense.
Deron Bland led the league in first team All Pro, bro. Trayvon Diggs first team All Pro.
He had some talent. They still lost. Was Dallas even a top 5 defense that year?
It was great. They've been the best defense.
They were top 5 defense last year.
Last 3 years.
Top defense for a couple years now.
Dan Quinn season, they were top 5. I could be wrong, but I think they had a lot of flashy plays and a lot of stats.
But it was top 5 last year, bro.
They were top 5. And yards?
Yeah. And defensive metrics.
And defensive yards allowed. Above the Ravens.
Okay,
I think they were top 5 like the last 3 seasons, actually.
Okay, my bad.
Above the 49ers.
I take it back.
And they led the league in turnovers too.
I take it back, but it certainly looks like I could go out there and catch a pass on Emmanuel Forbes. It looks like you can take Goodwin and Mike Evans for anytime touchdown. You can put that in your parlay right now.
Yeah.
You can
AJ Brown about to cook y'all boys up.
Mike Evans anytime touchdown, no question.
Like against the Commanders, gosh.
I wouldn't mind getting a top 3 pick and getting Travis Hunter to pair with Jaden Daniels, bro. I'm not tripping this season.
I mean, that's
give me T Hunter, bro. Cool.
Who do y'all like in the 49ers Jets game? 49ers at home, favored by 3.5.
Give me 49ers.
Ooh, that's a tough one. But yeah, give me the Niners though. I don't think
Give me the Jets on the way to the demise of the 49ers season. As the window closed.
Big start for demise.
49ers typically play really well in primetime games, and they usually beat the brakes off of other teams that people claim are good. You know what I'm saying? So I like the 49ers to cover.
Yeah, I think the 49ers get that one too. I like the Jets
Monday
this
night?
year, but yeah, that's Monday night. They got to travel
No.
West Coast on the early. I'm taking the 49ers. Who y'all like game one, Ravens Chiefs?
Ravens.
That's in Baltimore, right?
Nah, it's in Kansas City.
No, it's in,
I'm
in
Where is
Brazil.
it?
yeah, it's in KC.
I thought Brazil was the
Brazil's the Eagle game.
Eagles
That's
game
the Eagle
in
one.
Brazil.
Eagles in Brazil?
NFL
Yeah.
wild as shit too. They're gonna send 2 teams that wear green to a place where you can't wear green. They'll kill you. I swear, man. They trying. That'll be the only way we lose the division.
So where is the Chiefs game? Where's the Chiefs game?
It's in Kansas City.
Give me the Chiefs then. Game one, I'm gonna go with the home team and the team of that.
Hey, that I forgot that Eagles Packers game is in Brazil. That actually makes that real interesting. Before we get out of here, what are y'all thoughts on one, the game being in Brazil with all that gang activity, and 2, essentially the Eagles losing a home game? How do you think that affects anything or plays out?
Hate it for everyone involved. Like, you know what I mean?
The money grab. It's a business first, so I get it, but I'm not too sure what the NFL thinks they're getting out of it. It's a huge fan base, but I don't know what they're getting out of a soccer country.
It's stupid. Maybe trying to get some Brazilians to start playing football. That's maybe what they're going for.
All they play in Brazil is soccer, buddy. Like, they're not playing no damn
But
football.
this is their attempt to grow the game, right? And I get it. I think me and Rome got into this debate once upon a time, and I was making the point that the NFL is not a global game at all, and they're trying to grow it, but you know,
If you wanted to grow it, you would get Ronaldinho to be the kicker for the Commanders. Like that. That's where you start. You know,
They already have an international players pool. We got Effie Obata on the Commanders.
Hey, bro,
honestly,
that joint's lit though, bro. That's where we got Jordan Mailata, bro.
Right. They're planting seeds, and I feel like this is one of their seeds.
Watch.
The only thing I don't like about the game is not that it's in Brazil.
Crazy in 15 years, you're gonna know why. They're gonna be like, yeah, I was at the Eagles. I was at the Eagles.
Right. This is the seed, yo. They're gonna say, oh, I saw Jalen Hurts. Now I want to be Jalen Hurts. So you know
I want to be the Brazilian Jalen Hurts. Like,
cannot afford.
it's very interesting to me too, because it's
100%.
I think strictly on Peacock or whatever. It's on streaming. So this could potentially be the future. You got games in other country strictly on streaming services.
Bro,
NFL's making moves happen.
Can't afford no damn speed flexes in the favelas. All right, it's a terrible idea. Somebody's getting fired behind this.
Yeah, and every country has that like one sport that just no one else gives a fuck about, and I feel like America just got to face that. NFL, you are that sport for America. No one else in the world is ever going to really care about football the way we care about football. They might want to watch the Super Bowl and see the halftime show, but they don't really care about football, man. Like, that's an American thing, bro. I think it's going to stay that way. I think the attempts to grow the game, the only way you can really grow something is to get the youth, man.
Yep.
Putting the game in Brazil.
So we'll see how many kids in Brazil are out there. I mean, the Super Bowl is shown on Nickelodeon now. They got a weekly Nickelodeon show as well.
Flag football go faster than NFL football. The reason being is because
Well,
8
yeah.
kids look at each other and say, let's play football, right? 8 kids can't, they don't, if 8 broke kids with no money, you can't just pop up with a helmet, pads, knee pads, cleats, and all this stuff that you need.
I mean, even
that's the problem.
even if you had all that equipment, right? Let's say you could afford to do all that, like it's way easier to just go grab flags. Like I'm looking at a bag of flags and football across from me right now. Like I could go play right now if we got lights. Like, so the simplicity of it makes it easier. But I don't think you grow flag football without tackle football. Like I think
I
that
don't agree.
is
I disagree. I think
the
once
original
flag football
interest.
hits the Olympics, it's over. It's not over for NFL. We always gonna watch NFL in America.
It's
But
not going.
flag's gonna grow so much faster globally than NFL, bro.
It's going to be.
Yeah,
women,
man, I don't disagree with that. They
women,
already had some European teams playing on the NFL Network on some flag.
women's flag is going to grow so crazy. Just watch. It's not going to be the men's. It's going to be the women.
I can see that.
No, I could definitely see that. I would support that. I would love to see that. Any other takes anybody want to get off before we get out of here? All right, fellas, solid show tonight. We'll be back next week. You know, we got some games this weekend, so we got a lot to chop it up next week. I'm sure some narratives will be flying crazy. But yeah, this was a good prediction show. As we end every show, as always, sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.